Hi everyone, I am Dr. Lavanya, Associate Professor of Physics, A.D.M. College for Women, Nagapattinam. Today we will learn acoustics, understanding the factors affecting acoustics of building and their remedies. In day-to-day life, sound physics plays a vital role in film industry, music, dance, drama, etc. I have taken two objectives or this particular learning or this learning objective is for this particular course or this particular lecture. And we will try to establish the fundamental parameter of sound wave. And this fundamental parameter of the sound wave, how it will going to generalize in the form of propagation and the various phase of distribution. Now, let us go the typical as study of the acoustics. How the acoustics can be dealt with. In that, we have three types of dealing with the acoustical study. And in that particular acoustical study, when I am taking about in terms of the building physics or the architectural acoustics. The first one is called the wave acoustics. When a sound is taken into a wave front and the wave propagation and that particular fluctuation of the wave, the pressure fluctuation has to take into account. This is a bit of mathematical, but in the second part of the study, go to the geometric, the ray acoustics. The second wave is generally categorized as a line diagram. So, line is actually replace the wave in a logical and understanding format inside a room. So, maybe the reflection, refraction, or maybe the absorption of the sound has been logically translated in terms of a ray. We will mostly deal the architects will mostly deal the acoustical problem in any sort of the built environment in the ray acoustics diagrams and ray acoustic principles. The third one is also very important, which is a statistical acoustics in the another domain. In this domain, as you may that a particular noise or particular sound, you may have the various amount of frequency and various types of sound pressure levels or maybe the sound intensity levels. So, if I want to give a certain type of sound with a certain type of quality and in a certain area as required some kind of a quality. Okay, so for that we need some kind of statistical techniques to be handled for a deal with set of lot of frequencies and the sound pressure. This particular statistical acoustics is directly implemented in any kind of material testing, in any kind of noises in the atmosphere or the surroundings, and probably deal with a lot of categorization of the character of the inside of building also. So, in this particular slide, give you basically three types of acoustics, and we will mostly put our thoughts, put our logical understanding into a geometric or the ray acoustics part. Let us now discuss something about the outdoor acoustics or the open air acoustic. Sound entered in different way if it is goes the open air. So, in that sections, we will discuss about the some kind of noise control, some typical parameters or the physical fundamentals. Now, when we start the discussion of acoustics or maybe the building behavior of the building in the sound and all. So, first thing that comes to our mind that what is a sound and the definition of sound. The definition of sound is a lot of variety. The variety in the sense of it may be a different prospective views. Some people may say that is a mathematical propagation or mathematical energy transmission from one point to another the energy from one point to another, that is the one kind of a sound production. So some may be say it is a fluctuation of the pressure. Some may be since it is some different way how it is synthesized with the mind or synthesized with the brain. So from the perspective, we have basically two definitions in our hand. In one called objective definition and physical definition, where the energy from one point to other point travels through a elastic media by virtue of some kind of pressure distribution or pressure fluctuation and the displacement of the media particle. In another form, we can say this is a subjective or the psychological definition of sound. Where sound can be sensed by a human brain, or sound can be mapped by the human brain by the pressure, again by the pressure fluctuation and all. So, and typical different type of frequencies and a different type of power labels or the intensity label gives you different type of fluctuations, and finally map different way or our human brain. So there are two subjective and the objective classification of the sound can be dealt with in our architectural acoustics. Now we discuss about clearly in our acoustics. What is that acoustics? Acoustics is the science of sound, which assumes the optimum conditions for producing and listening to speech, music, etc. Isn't it? So acoustical design and construction is done for dissipation of the noise, external and internal, and insulating against sound. Next, acoustic of building. What is acoustic of buildings? A new field of science which deals with the planning of building or a hall to provide the best audible sound to the audience is called the acoustics of building. Acoustics and sound insulation can be achieved by considering two aspects. One is proper control and remedy of the acoustic defects in the buildings. Another one is sound insulation. Medium. Medium means solid, liquid and gases acting in the acoustical insulation medium. So velocity of sound depends on the nature and the temperature of medium. Then for the frequency or pitch, what is the frequency or pitch? Number of cycle or vibration per second. Greater is number of cycle, higher will be a pitch. So pitch is the measure of quality of sound. Pitch is nothing but the intensity or quality of the sound. So intensity or loudness of the sound. Flow of sound energy per second through unit area. So what is intensity? Intensity is measure of quantity of sound energy. So measurement of, what is the measurement of sound? So measurement of sound, that is the unit of sound is decibel. So 1 bell is equal to 10 decibel. Ear doesn't respond in proportion to the intensity of sound, and that is the response in proportional to the logarithm of the intensity of sound. So sound absorbing materials, there are certain materials which are designed to increase the absorption of sound waves or otherwise to reduce the reflection of the sound. So the special materials used to increase the absorption of sound waves or reduce the reflection of the sound waves in a room or a hall are known as the sound absorbing materials. So these are the sound absorbing materials which are available in the market. So these materials you must have been used in the halls or auditorium to reduce the sound noises. Some of the materials are acoustic from the acoustic partitions and acoustic glass, etc. What are the sound absorption materials? So these are the sound absorbing materials. One is acoustic glass mineral wool, acoustic foam, echo absorber, acoustic partition, hanging mufflers, whiteboard, and other foams. So what are the properties of sound absorbing materials? It should have high sound absorbing efficiency. Second one is it should be easily available, cheap, easy to fix, durable, light in weight, good cooking, etc. It should be waterproof and must have a good resistance to fire. It should be efficient over a wide range of frequency. It should have a sufficient structural strength. These are the properties of sound absorbing materials. So what are the major factors which affect the acoustics of building? These are the mainly 5 factors which affect acoustics of building. There are reverberation time. Second one is focusing and interference. And third one is echoes and echoing effect. Then fourth one is resonance, and last one is extraneous noise. Let us see one by one. What is reverberation? Look at the picture. A teacher teaches in the class as the speakers from the floors or from the colleague before it becomes inaudible. This prolongation of sound in a hall, even though the source of sound is cut off, is called the reverberation. A sound produced in a hall undergoes multiple reflections from this wall's floor, ceiling before it becomes inaudible. So reverberation time. What is the reverberation time? It is defined as the time taken for the second to fall below the minimum audibility measured from the instant when the source stops sounding. If the reverberation time is larger, echoes are produced. If the reverberation time is short, the sound becomes inaudible to the audience. To fix an optimum value, the scientist fixed the optimum value, defined the reverberation as the time taken for the sound to fall to 1/1,000,000th of its original intensity before the sound is cut off. So E is equal to Em by 10 to the power of 6. Here E is the energy of sound at the end time t. Em is the maximum sound energy produced originally. So now focusing the interference, you must have noticed in the halls or auditorium the regular surface in the walls. Either the irregularities may be concave surface or it may be convex. Focusing and interference. Second one is focusing and interference. In some places of the hall, the sound will not be heard to the presence of convex or concave surface in the hall. Sometimes the sound will have interference pattern, which maximum intensity of sound and maximum intensity of sound created in some places of the hall due to the uneven distribution of sound intensity. Third one is echoes and echoing effect. So what is echoes? The echoes are formed when the time interval between the direct and the reflected sound waves are 1/15th of a second. So what is the echoing effect? If there is a regular repetition of echoes of the original sound to the observer, that the effect is called the echoing effect. So echoes can be avoided by providing enough number of doors and windows and by laying with the sound absorbing materials. So resonance is a phenomenon which occurs in the field of sound. Resonance. What is resonance? The fourth one is resonance. What is the resonance? Resonance occurs when a new sound note of a frequency matches with the standard audio frequency. It can be avoided by giving proper ventilation or air conditioning the halls. Some of the example of bridge here, bridge hanging and in the atmosphere, if the vehicles are crossing the bridge, there may be sometimes uneven disturbance of noise may be produced due to the vibration of the bridge in the air. And this is the another example which you can see from your lab experiments. A tuning fork, when a tuning fork is hit by a rubber, the tuning fork will be producing uneven noise, uneven sound. Okay, so the last factor, that is the extraneous noise. Extraneous noise can be again classified as 3 types. One is airborne noise, second one is structure-borne noise, the third one is insect noise. what is airborne noise? Noise which reaches the hall through the open windows, doors and ventilations are called the airborne noise. So what kind of steps we can follow to reduce the airborne noise? The first one is by making a hall in air condition. Second one is by allotting proper places for doors and windows. The third one is by using a double doors and windows. So these are the remedy of airborne noise. Then second one is structure-borne noise. The noise that reaches the hall through the structures of the buildings is known as the structure-borne noise. So we can use the carpets and the anti-vibration mounts noise can be reduced this type of structure-borne noise. Look at the diagram or look at the picture. When you are hitting with your palm on a table, a sound or noise will be created. So that is due to the structure-borne or due to the sound produced by the table. So how can you avoid this type of noise or avoid structure-borne noise? By providing carpet, anti-vibration mounts noise can be reduced. So third one is inside noise. What is the inside noise? The noise that are produced inside the halls is known as the inside noise generally. Okay, so what kind of steps we can reduce the inside of noise? It can be reduced by covering the floors with a carpet, by placing machineries over absorbing materials. So here, look at the picture. A boy playing a PlayStation. One cat coming near to the boy and making noise. It is bother them. Boys as well as the cat is making a noise inside the room, isn't it? So at the time, and the other one, the noise which is produced by the machinery typewriter, as you know that what typewriter is used for typing the sound produced. So there are the noise which is produced inside the room. So these are the acoustics of buildings noise. So dear students, dear colleagues, we can now I hope that this section is well known, really well known about what is sound physics, what is acoustics of physics, what is reverberation time, what are the factors affecting the acoustics of building, and how to make a good acoustics building, and so on. Thank you.